All right, let's add in the third tab to the statistics tools, which is called normal probability. I will drop that over right now. Okay. Normal probability, we're going to have to add that into, oh, I dropped that in the wrong spot. Okay, there we go. We will have to add that to the app Python file. So we're going to add in C underscore normal. And then we will add a new menu item in our app. We will call it normal probability. And that is C underscore normal. Okay, let's refresh the page. So here's our new tab called normal probability. Let me show you what it does. We have a normal curve, goes from about -4 to about a +4. And it's divided into 3 sections, 2 z-scores, a left z and a right z. So if I change this to like a -2, scooches that over to -2. I can move the right one to like a 0.5. And I can shade the different regions, the left region, the center region, the right region, or all 3 regions. And then it gives me the total shaded region, total probability. Now there are 2 parts to this. Turning z-scores into a probability, and then taking a probability and turning it into a z-score. Now, right now it's set at 40%, but if I turned it to 20%, see what that looks like. You could do 20% in the middle, 20% on the right, 20% on the left, and the z-scores that are associated with it. So those are our 2 pieces. Let's go look at the code. So it starts off, we import the Streamlit app, the library for Streamlit, Plotly Express for graphing, SciPy stats, pandas and NumPy. Those are the common ones that get loaded up. One big function called app. First thing is a title called normal probability, and you'll see that up top, normal probability. Then on the sidebar, the normal settings. And in the normal settings, you have 2 choices, z to probability and probability to z. That's my 2 bullets right here. If we're doing z to probability, I'm going to divide it into 3 columns, 3 equal columns. The left z probability is my first amount that I'm going to compute. That's up in this text box right here. The default's a -1, but you can change it to whatever you want after it's up and running. We have our check boxes the left, the center, and the right. And then in the right, we have a z-score that we can put in that spot. Down below, 2 columns, 1 size, 3 size. You can see that. A oneer and then a threer. Oneer for the probability, threer for the graph. In the graph, I create these z-scores from -4 to 4, going every 1/100th. Then we compute the y values that are associated with those z scores and run a normal PDF. So that will create my points that go on the y all the way up and back down again. We dump all of those into a data frame, the normal data frame, and then we create a figure of the x and y points. If if I say left, then we're going to create all of those values all the way up to that z-score. If the center is checked, then we're going to grab all this stuff between the 2 z-scores. And if the right is checked, then I'm going to grab everything to the right of the right z-score. So those are our 3 check boxes, what will be included in the curve. And then we make this trace, and then we use Plotly to graph it. And then in the left, we put the title total probability, and then that's the total probability that's computed by those things. So total probability, total probability, total probability, add them all up, the ones that are checked. And then, well, let's look at that. So that's what's happening here. You can kind of see the way I've built this. You see this dark blue line running here, then it goes up, follows the curve the rest of the way. If I did just the center, it would go along the ground at y = 0, and then it will pop up to the top, follow the curve, and then head straight back down and follow the x-axis again. Now let's look at the other tab, the probability to z. So if you're doing probability to z, I'm going to do 3 columns again. First the probability, then where are we shading, left, center, or right, and it changed from check boxes. It was check boxes here, but over on this one, it's just radio, so only one of the things can be checked at a time. And then, same thing that I did before, create a bunch of x-axis numbers from -4 to 4 going every 100th. Create the y values, create a data frame of the z's and the y's, create a figure, and you're going to do left, center, or right. You can't check multiple, it's either it's 1 or nothing. And then that will show what's going to be shaded, and then show the z-score that corresponds to the percentage. Okay, so that is the third tab, the normal probabilities. We will stop there for today.